Hi dear students, welcome to our next class. In last class, you learned about the parts present in our mouth and the action of saliva, and also you learned the taste buds present on our tongue and the location of different taste buds. You did an activity and you learned, and the action of amylase and carbohydrate food you learnt by an activity. So now we will move on to the next part of digestive system. And we also learned that the digestion means converting the complex food into simple food. You know that in our food, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals, these are known as nutrients. So in our food, different nutrients are present. So these nutrients are not directly utilized by the body. These nutrients are simplified. They'll be converted into simple substances. Then they are absorbed by our blood cells, by our cells. And then they are releasing energy for us. So converting of complex food materials into simple food known as digestion. So this is one of the system. System means when similar function of organs, the organs which are doing the similar function join together and form the system. So these all the organs like your mouth, like esophagus, stomach, all are working for the digestion of food. That's why we are calling it as digestive system. So in today's class, we are going to learn further about the digestive system. How the complex food is converting into simple food, we are going to learn. Now we'll move on to the next slide. Here you can see from the mouth after mixing with saliva and chewed by the teeth, then the complex food is converted into like a bolus. The bolus is swallowed. The bolus means the food what you chewed with the help of teeth and which mixed with saliva formed a bolus. So the bolus enters into the throat or the pharynx. So here this place is known as in throat you are having pharynx. So this pharynx is helping to pass the food, that means bolus, the food which is entering into the pharynx known as bolus. So the bolus moves into the pharynx. From the pharynx, it enters into a long tube called as esophagus. So it enters into the esophagus. So when it is entering into the pharynx, here an epiglottis, another lid-like structure present called as epiglottis. So this epiglottis allows only wind to move inside. It's allowing only wind. Whenever you are swallowing the food, the epiglottis closes itself. So whenever you are breathing air, the epiglottis opens. Understood? So epiglottis is helping like a lid. It closes and opens and it allows only the air to windpipe from there to the lungs. So from the pharynx, the bolus enters into the esophagus. Then what changes takes place in the esophagus we'll see in the next slide. So epiglottis is helping like a lid which allows only when you are swallowing the food, the epiglottis closes. Okay, now the food entered into the esophagus. So in esophagus, there is no enzymes or enzymatic actions will not take place in esophagus. It's only the muscles which are present in the esophagus helps for the movement of the bolus into the stomach. So these movements, the movements which are taking place in the esophagus known as peristaltic movements. The movements which takes place in the esophagus known as peristaltic movements. Peristaltic movements. How the peristaltic movements are occurring in esophagus? Because of the muscles present in esophagus helping making a movement that's called as peristaltic movement. Due to this peristaltic movement, the bolus is moving through the esophagus and entering into the stomach. So the stomach have connection with the esophagus and also have another end, it has connection with small intestine. So now after entering into the stomach, there the stomach walls, it's a muscular bag. It's a bag like structure. Our stomach is like a muscular bag. So the walls of the stomach are secreting mucus. The walls of the stomach secreting mucus, HCl, and gastric juices. And gastric juices. Gastric juices, mucus, HCl. These three are secreted from stomach walls. So HCl, it's hydrochloric acid. Any acid, when it fall on our skin, it causes for burning sensation. It burns that area. But when the HCl is produced inside the stomach, and is it not harming our stomach? Definitely it won't harm, because the mucus layer, the mucus which is produced from the walls of stomach, protecting the stomach from HCl. This HCl is not going to harm the stomach at all. And what's the function of this HCl? So the mucus function is it's protecting the inner layer of stomach. And what's the function of HCl? The HCl kill the germs. HCl kill the germs. If the germs enter through our food, by mistake if the germs enter into our stomach, these germs get killed by HCl. And also these gastric juices which are produced inside the stomach to activate, to work out, the gastric juices to work out, they need the acidic medium. To work, acidic medium is needed for the work of gastric juices. For the gastric juices to do their function, they need an acidic medium that is created by HCl. It's nothing but the gastric juices. For example, pepsinogen to digest the proteins. The protein is one of the nutrient which we are taking through our diet. So to digest proteins, we need pepsin. Pepsin enzyme is needed to digest our proteins. To digest the proteins, we need pepsin enzyme. So in gastric juices, pepsinogen is there. Pepsinogen is present in gastric juice. So to activate, pepsinogen is in inactive form in the gastric juice. To activate this pepsinogen, HCl is needed. Are you understanding? So HCl is activating the pepsinogen. So this pepsinogen proteins, this pepsinogen, HCl is activating the pepsinogen. So pepsinogen act on proteins. They are acting on the proteins and they convert these proteins into peptones. They are converting proteins into peptones. Are you understanding? In gastric juices, pepsinogen is present. Pepsinogen is getting activated by HCl. So when it is activated, then it releases an enzyme pepsin. So this pepsin is helping to convert proteins into peptones. So finally, in our stomach, whatever the proteaceous food we ate, those are converting into like peptones. These peptones are proteins are able to form the peptones by an enzyme called as pepsin. So this pepsin is released from pepsinogen. Pepsinogen is in inactive form. This HCl is helping to activate the pepsinogen and to release the pepsin. Are you clear? So in stomach, three types of enzymes or liquids are secreted. One is mucus, one is acid, and the gastric juices. Mucus, acid, gastric juices. So mucus is protecting the stomach walls from HCl, and HCl is helping to kill the germs and to activate the pepsinogen. And pepsinogen, by activating, release pepsin, which act on protein food, convert the proteins into peptones. So these are the changes taking place in our stomach. Now after this, whenever the partially half digested food then enters into an U-shaped part from the stomach to the small intestine, and U-shaped part is present in between them. So this part is known as duodenum. So duodenum is very essential for the digestion of food. Most of the digestion takes place in the duodenum part. So the U-shaped part I'll show you in another slide clearly. So here you can see pharynx and esophagus. Pharynx and esophagus you can see here clearly. So from the mouth, tongue and the bolus is entering into the pharynx to allow the food inside the esophagus. Epiglottis is present here, and below that epiglottis and from the pharynx food enters into the esophagus. From the esophagus, food comes into the stomach. Now we will see the duodenum in another slide. So this is the esophagus entrance. Stomach is connected one side with esophagus and another side it has an U-shaped part which is called as duodenum. What we are calling that? Duodenum. D-U-O-D-E-N-U-M. Duodenum. So the U-shaped part which is connected from stomach to the small intestine known as duodenum. So here most of the digestion process completes. How it is going to complete? We will see. Because in the near the duodenum, you can see the right hand side with a large gland is present, a large organ which is known as liver. We will see in another slide. Yes. Here you can see the right hand side, a large organ, brownish color organ, right hand side of our stomach, it's present, known as liver. So this liver is secreting bile. Bile, bile is secreted from liver. So this bile juice is released into the duodenum part. This bile is not having any enzymes. It do not have any enzymes. It have only salts. These salts names bilirubin, biliverdin. Two types of salts are present in bile. So they are helping for the emulsification of fats Fats are emulsified, means changes into simple forms. Fats can be changed into simple forms by the help of bile juice. So the bile juice is produced from the liver. The liver is present at the right hand side of our stomach. So it's releasing the bile juice. The bile doesn't have any enzymes, but it has some salts. Bilirubin, bilivectin salts are present in the liver. So these salts are helping for the emulsification of fats. So in this way, fat digestion takes place with the help of salts from the liver. Got it? And now near the duodenum, one more leaf-like structure can be seen. Near the duodenum, a leaf-like structure can be seen, which is known as pancreas. To the left side of our stomach, pancreas are present. We'll see only the pancreas in another slide. Yes, here you can see the right hand of our stomach, liver. You can see only the liver here, and this leafy like structure called as pancreas. So these pancreas are releasing pancreatic juice. They are releasing pancreas, large gland located at below the stomach. Once we will see what has given here. The liver is roughly triangular, reddish brown, accessory organ of the digestive system, located to the right side of our stomach. Always remember, the liver is in right side. It produces bile, which help in the digestion of fat in the small intestine. So the digestion of fats takes place in the small intestine. Whatever this liver is secreting, that enters into the small intestine. So in small intestine, the complete digestion process ends up. So the bile is stored and recycled in the gallbladder. It is small pear-shaped organ which is located just next to the liver. So this green color part which is there inside, this called as gallbladder. So this gallbladder, just for temporary time, it stores the bile. And then the pancreas, left side of the stomach, leaf-like structure known as pancreas. So this pancreas is a large gland located just below the stomach. It secretes digestive enzymes into the small intestine to complete the chemical digestion of food. The liquid secreted by the pancreas gland, referred to as pancreatic juice, which breaks down the proteins, carbohydrates and fats. So I'll tell you now how pancreas are helping. We'll see only the pancreas, what type of pancreatic juices are released from the pancreas. In detail, I will explain you. So the pancreas are releasing pancreatic juice. So this pancreatic juice have three types of enzymes. So from the pancreas, pancreatic juice enters into the small intestine. So in the small intestine, they mix up with the food. The food which enters into the small intestine known as chyme. Chyme, chyme, chyme. So whenever it's coming from mouth to the esophagus, that is known as bolus. When it is coming from mouth to esophagus, that is bolus. Whenever it's entering from duodenum to the small intestine, that's called as chyme. Most of the food have digested. Only proteins are not digested here, but remaining food which is digested called as chyme enters into the small intestine. So in small intestine, the pancreatic juices are mixing with food, mixing with chyme. So three types of pancreatic juices are there. They are trypsin, amylase. They are trypsin. In another slide I'll write clearly. Here we will use a white page is available. So here we are using. Here we'll use. So they are secreting three types of enzymes. They are, one is trypsin, and then amylase, and then lipase. Trypsin, amylase, lipase. So these are secreted from pancreas. These three enzymes are secreted from pancreas. Pancreas are secreting trypsin enzyme, amylase, and lipase. So this trypsin acting on peptones. In stomach, pepsin converted proteins into peptones. So those peptones are further simplified or further digested by trypsin. So trypsin is helping to change peptones into amino acids. So trypsin helping in this, trypsin enzyme changing peptones into amino acids. Another slide we use. So peptones are changing into peptones are changing into amino acids. Finally, our all proteins are changed into like amino acids. What are the protein food we ate? Finally, they changed into like, the simple form is amino acids. All the proteins are changed into like amino acids. So trypsin is helping in this. Trypsin enzyme is secreted from pancreas, changing peptones into amino acids. And amylase is helping to convert simple sugars, like in our mouth, simple sugar are changed into carbohydrates, are changed into like simple sugars, I told you. So those simple sugars like sucrose, maltose are called as simple sugars. So this sucrose, maltose, simple sugars are finally get converted into glucose. So here an enzyme is helping called as amylase. Amylase enzyme is helping to convert sucrose into glucose. Glucose is the final form of carbohydrates. So in your digestive system, digestion meaning you are understanding now. The complex food materials are converting into simple forms. So the proteins are finally converted into amino acids. The carbohydrates are finally converted into glucose. In the same way, fats are also finally converted into fatty acids and glycerol. That is done by an enzyme called as lipase. So these fats are finally converted into like fatty acids and glycerol. So these three enzymes, trypsin, amylase, lipase, are produced from pancreatic juice. So pancreas are present just below the stomach, left side, leafy like structure. So they are, that pancreas are secreting pancreatic juice. So pancreatic juice is released into the small intestine. So with the help of these enzymes, the digestion process is completely done in our small intestine. It's a long tube-like structure, nearly 7.5 meters of coiled tube. But it was coiled and coiled and coiled. That's why it won't appear as so long. But it is 7.5 meters long. Yes? And now this small intestine, almost it completes the digestion process. Now if any inside this small intestine, small villi, hair like finger like structures present inside. I'll show you this picture in tomorrow's class. So this finger like projections inside the small intestine known as villi. villi. Villi is present inside the small intestine. small finger-like projections known as villi. They help for the absorption of nutrients. Simplified, digested nutrients. How they are simplified, you understood now. Proteins into amino acids and carbohydrates into glucose, fats into glycerol. So these simplified foods are absorbed by villi. So now you understood the stage of the digestion. First is ingestion, taking food inside. Digestion, converting complex food into simple food. Now absorption. Absorption means utilizing, absorbing. The simplified nutrients are absorbed into bloodstream. That is done by villi from small intestine. Understood? And then, if any undigested food, waste materials all travel into long intestine in the form of feces. So, as soon as they come to the large intestine, the excess water and sodium, these all reabsorbed by the large intestine. Even large intestine also have villi. So, with the help of this villi, the water is absorbed. If any excess water came along with waste material, that can be reabsorbed, and sodium also, if available, that can be absorbed. Yes, and after that only the waste products in the form of feces, the feces reaches to the anus. So from the anus, the waste materials are sent out from the body. So these are the different enzymes helping in digestion process, children. So your homework is draw a neat label diagram of digestive system and label all the parts, right? So that's your homework, and also write the enzymes which are helping in the digestion process from pancreatic juice, from gastric juices, what are the different enzymes released, how they are helping, mention, children. Thank you.